So how long have you been doing this?
Not sure all my life, since I
Yeah?
was about 7 or 8, I suppose, as soon as I could get down here.
Really?
Or earlier, probably, if the truth be known.
Yeah? And
Yeah.
before that, has it been in the family for a while?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
dad farmed this land and my grandfather farmed this land.
Okay.
And they would have farmed different land in the generations previous, but they were always farmers, yeah.
And did they always work with cattle?
Yeah, always with
Yeah.
cattle, yeah.
Yeah.
They always had probably a mixture of beef and dairy cattle, but it's a bit better now. It's more simple. It's just a dairy farm here now, and it's an easier system for one person to run.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've great help, sure. The lads, the smaller ones help out, and my dad helps out all the time on the farm. So,
So what about more, do you have more staff on the farm? Or
no, it's not,
that's-
just family. It's
Wow.
my dad and my sons and daughter and wife. Kathleen milks at times too. And
Family of hard workers, huh?
yeah, it's not. It's just it depends on what you call hard, I suppose. If you like
Yeah.
a job, it's not hard work.
Yeah. Well, this is pretty expansive, Jer. I mean, I know a lot of this
Yeah,
is your farm, right?
Yeah,
So-
it's a good block of land together. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm lucky, I suppose. It's not fragmented like a lot of the farms. We swapped land with neighbours over the years, and it just made it easier. We don't have blocks of land all over the place, so it's easier to get
Yeah.
the cows around.
Nice. And so what's with the different small plots of land? Why not have one big farm, that's spread out where the cows can
It's
just-
easier to
yeah.
manage grass. So the cows, ideally, this time of the year now, we like to have a 28-day rotation. So the cows, if they graze here today, they won't be back in this bit until 28. It just gets the
Okay.
grass to about 5 or 6 inches high,
Okay.
and that's ideal for good quality grass and good quality milk.
Why is that? Why not just the shorter grass, or sometimes you see the higher
The
grass? in
shorter grass, it
fields?
won't fill the cows as good. There's not enough fibre in it. You might have good protein, but it's not as good for the animal. It's too rich.
Oh,
And
really?
they need a bit of stem, but if you get too much stem, if the grass grows to seed, it's more fibrous and it's not as good
Okay.
either. So you just have to have the balance. So that's
Yeah.
why we try, during the summer in peak growing now, the rotation had dropped back to, I suppose, around 15, 16 days at max.
Okay.
But yeah, it's out to about 25 now. Because this time of the year we try to build a bank of grass for next spring.
Okay.
So we need to have a little bit of reservoir. So when the cows calf in January and they go out in early February, so if we graze it all off this time of the year, we won't have anything to feed them. So
Yeah.
we
So how does that work? How many months of the year are they typically in the field? The weather can
they're,
vary,
they're
right?
out all year. So they go in now at the end of November, and they'll calf when they're indoors. And it's easier to manage them for calf and everything as well. But they go back out then in about a week or a week and a half after calving. This gives them a chance to recover before they go to the grass. And they go out then, I suppose, the first, second week in February, ideally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And is there like a barn they go into, or do they
Yeah,
generally just stay
yeah.
in the field?
Yeah, we
Okay.
have sheds back in the farmyard, and they have cubicles with rubber mats, and we spread lime on them to bring up the pH. So the lime kills the bacteria.
Okay.
So from cow manure or whatever, it just keeps the thing nice and clean and
Nice.
germ-free. So
Nice.
yeah.
So what do they eat during the winter when they're in the barn and stuff?
Basically grass again. It's
More grass,
More
okay,
grass.
yeah.
It's bale silage.
Okay.
So it's just grass wrapped up in plastic and
Yeah.
fed back to them.
So
and-
is it like dry hay like we're used to seeing in the States? or-
Yeah, well, if it gets real dry during the summer, we can make haylage.
Okay.
It's like dried hay, but our grass is more luscious and it's a bit wetter.
Oh.
So it's a bit different to what. There's a sweeter smell of it, I suppose, when it's fermented in the bale. So it's
Yeah. So it's actually fermented grass.
It's
or-
fermented
Yeah.
grass,
So the
yeah.
cows are they're kind of ahead, right? They're in the probiotics, and it sounds like they always
yeah,
have been.
yeah, I
right?
suppose, yeah. When you look at
Yeah.
it that way, yeah.
Okay.
But see, the cow has 4 stomachs, so it has. It's a little factory in the cow.
Mhm.
So it has to have the right probiotics in the stomach
Right.
to get the thing digesting. So
Yeah. And they
Yeah.
like the sweet grass. you
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
Kinda
grass is the best thing that a cow will eat. Like it's what they're going to eat naturally anyway if they're in
Right.
the wild.
Right.
So if
Yeah.
you go over to Africa, you'll see buffalo eating or
Yeah.
whatever, they'll be eating grass, and it's
Now, if
it's
you,
what they're designed to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so what about this? What if you have a bucket of feed, like grain feed, and then open pasture? Like, what are they going to be drawn to?
Well, they'll eat the feed as well. Yeah, they have a sweet
Yeah.
tooth too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like having a jar of candy and asking a child will they have a candy or yeah.
Well, I know earlier you mentioned you had like a green grass, and you were like, they'll just dart towards that field
Yeah,
if I leave
yeah,
this gate open.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a gate open and if you have a choice between dry grass or fresh grass, they're going to go
Yeah.
for the fresh grass.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you notice them? Are they pretty social? Do they like to talk to each other? Or hear a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
going
they're
on?
very
Yeah.
curious and they'll
Yeah.
follow you around and yeah, they're
Yeah.
very nosy animal by nature, I suppose.
Really?
And it's nice to see them out in the field, like they can go around and they have a good quality of life too.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like they know you. When we like walk up, they're all looking in your
Oh sure,
direction.
they see me every day, so I suppose yeah, they do get to know you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the sound of your voice, I suppose,
Really?
they don't make strange. And